So at midnight tonight, or I guess midnight early in the morning of October 1st, there will likely be a government shutdown. I'm going to explain it to you. We've been through government shutdowns before, but every time we have one, the circumstances are a little bit different. Now, they're always political. It is a fundamental disagreement between the Democrats and the Republicans, which don't let that shock anyone, because Democratic and Republican voters don't agree either. So the people that Democrats put in office have a set of fundamentals and ideas, and the Republican voters, when they send their Republican elected officials to Washington, D.C. or the state capitals, they've got a set of fundamentals and ideas as well, and they don't seem to line up. These would be the days and the times where there is the least amount of political agreement between the Democrats and the Republicans. And because there is so little agreement, they can't come together on what we call a clean, continuing resolution to keep the federal government funded. Now, all services are not going to be shut down. I'm going to go through all of the things that are going to be delayed, or employees that will be furloughed, maybe a slowdown in some service delivery. There will be some federal agencies that will be shuttered. But again, this is temporary. So we're going to give you some details on the government shutdown. What you're probably going to see more so from the Republican side. And again, I don't blame Republicans for this. They are going to heavily propagandize this government shutdown and blame the Democrats for it. That's what they're supposed to do. Now, at the end of the day, when the smoke clears and whatever damage is done from this government shutdown, and there will be some damage, we just don't know how long term it's going to be, ultimately it's going to fall on the shoulders of the political party that has the White House and that has both houses of Congress. This is the Republicans' government. And they thought that they could get away with anything and everything because they have a majority. But when you have a majority, a legislative and executive majority running the federal government, you have to have a higher level of responsibility with that majority. And they are failing to deliver on that high level of responsibility. When you have the legislative and executive majority in the federal government, you have to take care of everybody. It is your responsibility to make sure that systems are in place and that things don't fail or falter. It's not a majority just to do the unthinkable. It's not a majority just to do the outrageous and outlandish. That's not what the majority is. Because quite honestly, let me just go ahead and say this. I'm going to be objective when I say it. The leader of the Republican Party right now, who also happens to be the 47th president, who was also the 45th president, is not really heavy on responsibility to the majority of the American public. He's not.